Hi, and welcome back to Lizard Studios. Today we are going to be painting our ceramic sculpture that we made last week. Yes, the one of a torso of a person, the head and torso, like the bust of a person, okay, that we put in a cup so we could work with it better. Today we are going to be adding color to it, and I'm going to tell you what color I'm going to use and how to apply that, like that, okay, so it looks realistic. I'm also going to talk to you about clay and the process of firing it. So let's get started by taking our materials and putting them on the table. So today, these are the materials that you need, okay? You need paints, white, red, pink, brown, and black, okay? They could be acrylics or they could also be tempera paints, okay? If you use tempera paint, at the end when it dries, you will have to use half and half glue, half water. You shake it, you make a mixture, and with that mixture, you're gonna go over all the tempera paint, because tempera paint is kind of dull. It has no shine to it. You wanna make it shinier and for it to look like a finished product, okay? So that's what you do. But if you use acrylic, acrylic has a shine to it and it seals everything up. So that's why I'm going to use acrylic today. You're gonna need the top of the egg carton, okay? Now I used this for another project, but I still have this left. So I'm gonna keep it here and I'm gonna use that side. You're gonna need a newspaper to put on your table so you don't get it dirty with paint, okay? You're gonna need 3 paint brushes. A very thin one, a medium one, and a thicker one, okay? And you'll see how to use that in just a second. I'm gonna put it back in here. And a cup with water or a jar with water, all right? Good, so that's what you need to do your project today. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna tell you about today is clay, okay? Clay is a mixture, it's a mixture of dirt and water. It comes from the earth. It's very malleable and you could just mold it into any shape, okay? So we used it to create this bust, all right? That is 3-dimensional because you walk all around it, all right? Now, what you do with clay is after you have made your figure, you put it in the kiln. In the kiln, you fire it the first time because you actually have to fire 2 times. So you fire it the first time, you take it out, and the clay becomes very hard. It actually becomes another color, all right? And then what you would usually do, okay, or a potter would usually do, or a sculptor, is put some glaze on it, different color of glazes to make the figure look realistic, or if they want the figure to be red or blue or whatever color, they would add that glaze to it, okay? After adding the glaze, you have to put it back in the kiln, fire it one more time, and when it comes out, the glaze will make it shiny like this, because the glaze, the paint, has like a glass-like quality that seals the whole ceramic up, so you could put water in it, so you could drink, so you could, you know, just, it looks kind of like shine, see? It sounds like the chimes when the wind hits the chimes. It sounds kind of like that. So that's what it turns into, okay? Today we're not gonna use a glaze. Well, if you have glazes at your school and you could do that, then go ahead and do it. But in some schools, in most schools, there are no glazes. So we're gonna use tempera paint, all right? And that will be fine also. So let's begin painting, boys and girls. Today I have this mask here that I wanted to show you. It was made by Manuel Zambrana, a photographer, and he uses this for light in his classes and to show his students how light works. And what I did was that I painted it for him, and I wanted to use it to show you how to paint, because it's more or less 3-dimensional. Well, it's actually a paper mache mask, okay? So it's paper mache, but I painted it, and I want to show you the dark colors, where in the face we put the dark colors and where we put the lighter colors, okay? So we're going to be putting some realistic colors on this bust, okay? I am going to take it, okay, and I'm going to put it here so you could see it in the top camera, and I'm going to show you how I start painting the face, because then the hair is going to be different, okay? And the neck and the torso, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take some white paint and we're going to put our paints here. Okay, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put a light color on his face, because I always go from light to darker, okay? So to do that, I'm going to take the pink that I have here. I'm going to take some of this pink. I'm going to put it here, okay? I'm going to take a little bit more pink, put it here, and I'm going to add white to it. Just take some white and just mix it and see what comes out. I'm going to put some water in there. I always like to put water when I'm mixing, so it mixes better. Okay, and there I have a lighter shade of pink, you see? Alright, if I wanted this to be a little more reddish, I will put some red in it, okay? But I'm just going to make it pink today, okay, because I want to mix like that. You could also use blues to paint the face, as long as it's a light blue, and then you go from light blue to dark blue. The same thing, okay? Or green, or purple, or whatever color you want to work with, okay? But today I am going to use this pink to begin. So the only thing that you're not going to do is paint on the inside of the eyes. That's the only thing that you're not going to do, okay? But all outside the eye is fine, okay? And if you can, take the small brush, okay, the smallest brush you have, okay, because the face is has very small details, and you don't want to go over other details, okay? Okay, and now I have finished putting the first color on my bust. As I said, I'm making this like skin color more or less, okay? But you can make it in another color if you want, okay? That will be fine too, as long as you play with the different colors. Now I need to make some shades, okay? And where are the shades? The shades are in the inside of the nose, on the top of the eye, on the shins, and on the neck, at the bottom of the neck, and around the hair. So look at me. I'm gonna take the darker color, okay, because this was lighter. I'm gonna take the darker pink, okay, and look what I'm gonna do. Oh, and the lips. So I'm gonna begin with the lips, so with the darker pink, okay, and you will be able to see a little difference. Okay, we're gonna go from very light to darker, okay. Also on top here of the eyes, okay, and down the nose like this, see, down here, and this way too, down this side of the nose, and the eyebrows, just like that, below the ears, around the ears, below them and back of them, just like this, and the cheeks. Okay, we're gonna make those cheeks go all the way around the ears, okay? Also right here, we're gonna make a chin mark, and below the face, right here, there's a shadow. So we're gonna make it a little bit darker there. So around the neck, right here, make the neck a little bit darker, okay? And maybe a little bit here, okay? Because the shoulders have light, so they're a little bit lighter. It's only, see, the shoulders have light at the top, okay? So you make them just a little darker below the shin, okay? And then you're gonna take your darker pink also, or your darker color, and go all the way around the hair line, because the hair makes like a shade, okay? And inside the ear also, inside the ear a little bit. There you go. And I continue around the hair, because that makes a shade, and inside the ear right here, okay? Also, in the back, because like this is three-dimensional, we also need to go around the hairline. Remember, this is your first experience at, it might be your first experience at doing something like this. So don't worry, we're just practicing. This is like an experiment, okay? So now we're gonna take some brown and we're gonna make his eyes brown. Oh, and white also, wait, because our eyes are white and different colors, okay? So we take some white and we're gonna do the eyes. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna make the side of the eye right here white, and the other side if we can. If it's hollow, no. Only if you have a little piece there, okay? And then we are going to make the eye brown. Brown right here. Let's see. And this is kind of difficult, yes. But you guys are old enough to do this and do it really well. Because you're artists and you're amazing. And I'm doing this so you guys learn many, 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 many things. And then I'll be so happy. Yeah. Okay. And now I'm gonna do the hair. Okay? I'm gonna leave the eyes like that so they could dry a little bit, and the hair. The eyebrows in brown. You see? The eyebrows in brown. Okay. And now maybe a little bit of brown inside the mouth right here. You see? On the inside. A little bit of brown there. And now the hair. I'm gonna paint the hair brown. I'm gonna take a bigger brush because I want to go a little bit faster with the hair. Okay? So there we go. Okay, there we go. And now what I'm gonna do is if I have extra paint, I'm gonna just leave it here just in case I need it. Okay? And pretty much we're almost over. I'm gonna paint the pupil of the eye, okay? And I'm gonna take some black, okay? And I'm gonna do it very, 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 very carefully, okay? So I'm gonna make that into a point, just like this. I'm gonna take this man right here. Let me put him down right there. And in the middle, I'm just gonna put black. Like if he was looking at us. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then I could do many more things to it, but really I don't really want to. I just wanted to keep it like this. See, I got a little white spot here, so I'm gonna cover it. Okay, and then the dark pink you could also put underneath the nose because there's darkness underneath the nose. Okay, and we are almost finished. If you want to make some highlights on the hair, what you would do would be to get, for example, some red and some black, not really mix them together, okay, not really mix them together, but just go like this with some water and just make little highlights on the hair, like if they were in some spots and not in others. Okay, and this makes it like little highlights. For example, on the mask that I painted there, I made gold highlights and then I made swirls because that was the type of mask that I wanted to make, the type of hair that I wanted to make. So here it's good that you just think of what kind of hair you want, and that reddish really brings everything, the hair out. See, it makes it have more texture. Maybe put some on his eyebrows too. You see I'm putting it on his eyebrows too. I'll do it just a tiny bit. Okay? And that will make it really, really, really cool. Okay? So now we have finished our bust of a person. Okay? Now if you made a girl, then paint all the long hair that you made and that will be fine. Okay? So let's go over what we have done today. Today, we have painted our bust of a person in a more natural way, okay? we started by putting some colors in our egg carton top, okay? From white all the way to red to pink, brown, and black. And like that, we mixed it up to make other shades, other natural shades to put on the bust, okay? Now, if you already made a natural one and you may want to make like a futuristic one or a modern one, you could use other colors too. But I wanted to make this one with you just to show you how it is and where the shades go in your face. Now, those of you that use tempera paint need to add a little bit of glue and water mixture, okay, all over your bust once your paint is dry, okay? But those of you that use acrylics, it's okay because it will be shiny by itself. Now, if you were lucky enough to have a kiln and you have some glaze to glaze your bust, that will be fine. Glaze it, fire it again, and when you get it out, it will be all shiny and porcelain-like. So I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope you enjoyed making a three-dimensional sculpture from clay, and I hope you enjoyed painting it. So I will see you next week with another wonderful art project. Be good and take care of yourselves. Bye bye.